Hi guys. It is January the 21st. I thought I'd give you a little update because I figured some of you guys might be wondering how I am getting on. And actually I'm getting on pretty good, which is amazing. But yeah, like I'm stoked. Like God has really been gracious in making me feel okay. Um I went to a 21st yesterday and I went to a first birthday today, and both birthdays I was able to go to without feeling any like upsetness or feeling like I'm missing out or whatever. I did try to prepare myself for that. I never know when my emotions are going to like kill me, essentially. Um, but yeah, no, I've been feeling really, really good. I got that news on Tuesday and I slept all day Wednesday. I could not, um, I literally could not get out of bed on Wednesday. It was actually quite bad. I tried, and obviously I did like get out to like eat. I couldn't even have a coffee. That I was like literally upset. I slept so much. I only woke up a couple times during that night and I slept. I woke up at like 9, laid in bed, fell back to sleep, and then woke up again at like 11:30, got up, had some brown sugar toast as a guilty pleasure. And then went back to sleep again, and then woke up at 3:45, and it was great because I had all this Disney stuff come in. This is a Disney blanket, and I had like a Disney t-shirt, Disney pillow, and a puzzle, and some beautiful pajamas. Um, like a house coat, and then some cute pajamas. The top fits me, but the bottoms don't quite fit me because I put on some weight. But yeah, so yeah, I was pretty stoked to get all of that. And yeah, so that was really good. I have planned for a sleepover with one of the little girls from my work that I have known her family for close to 10 years. I had the older sister who I was kind of close with, but not super close. But the little girl, I have been close with her since she has been 1 year old. And I taught her as a 1 year old, and then I got to teach her again now as a 4 year old. She goes off to school in June. So, we had a little boy in our room that was the nephew of my flatmate, and he used to come spend the night all the time. And she knew that, and so she would always be like, I want to come, I want to come. There's heaps of kids who wanted to come, but she has been the most persistent with it. And when I went over to Canada, her mom got me on Facebook, met on Messenger, because she was just like, look, there cannot go like 7 days without you. I mean, 7 weeks without you. Like, she was adamant she was coming home to Canada with me. Like, yeah. And she was going on trips with me and stuff like that. And I just kept saying it's not happening, but maybe she could come for a sleepover. So we have finally planned it, and it's actually the perfect weekend to plan it because I forgot that it was a long weekend, and so I completely forgot to even ask her parents if it was a long weekend, if they were going away. So I kind of feel bad about that, but it kind of works out perfectly for me because I finish at 4, and I will take her with me. I'll sneak her out the back and take her with me without anybody knowing. She knows the rule is that nobody allowed at work. None of the kids are to know that she's coming to my house for a sleepover, because it's not fair. And if she does, then it'll get canceled. But yeah, we've got some fun things planned. I thought about helping her in the spa, but she's not all that good with water, so I probably won't do that. And she can if she wants to, but there's a new Troll movie that's on Apple Plus, so I'll probably rent that for us. She wants McDonald's for dinner, so I told her she could have McDonald's. There's literally a park like a minute away walking for me, so I will take her to the park. I told her that we could make unicorn cupcakes, and I've got some craft supplies so we can do crafts, because I very much am still into the no, I don't want to do too much screen time. Yeah, so we'll do that, and we'll probably have a sleep out in the lounge together. She did say something to me about, I'm gonna ask my mom if I'm allowed to sleep in your bed, but I think that's a little bit overstepping it. So she'll be on an air mattress and I'll be on the couch, and we'll just sleep out in the living room, so that we're together. I'm trying to figure out what her schedule should be, whether or not she's allowed to stay up or what time she should go to bed, and I'll just go to bed at the same time. But yeah, it's gonna be great fun, and I'm so blessed that I can do things like this. My friend's just had her new baby, and I'm actually really excited to meet him, which is such a blessing. God has put so much peace on my heart right now, which is not something that has normally happened previously. Normally this would have kept me in a funk for quite some time. I can see the little dress that's there. I still feel like I'm going to be a mom. I still have that mustard seed hope. I'm going to be a mom, but it just might not be through medical intervention. So I still don't know how. I still don't know why, but I still feel like I'm going to be a mom. But I also feel like I'm going to be able to get out of early childhood at the end of this year. I think that's what's going to happen. I'm going to get out of it. I'm going to try to see if there's something else I can do by the end of the year. Why the end of the year? That better not be a mosquito. There's a fly in here. So last time I left this place, I had been in the under-twos, and I left when everyone had pretty much turned 5. There was a couple of kids that still needed to turn 5, but majority went off to school. And it felt really nice and really complete. And I'm coming up to that again. So I was with them as 1-year-olds, and majority of them will all be off to school come around October, November. They all go off to school. No, there's a few in September, actually. No, there's a few in January, February, March, I think. Is any of them April? Might be April, May. There is still a couple more that are in Mirawai right now that I taught. But not many. There's only a few, and it was at the tail end of me being in there. So that's good. And that's when I feel like I can leave again. Yeah, so that's still up in rooms. I feel like I didn't really do much this weekend because of having the 21st and the 1st, and I cleaned my house. I know I have a house inspection coming up soon, so next weekend I definitely need to try to get out in my garden and do some weeding, because 100% needs to be done. I need to choose my teacher's registration question, and I need to look at the vaginismus stuff, because I still have not looked at the vaginismus stuff. It's telling me I need to take my thyroid as well. So yeah, I need to look at that, because this week I hopefully there will be room for me to have a meeting, a Zoom on Wednesday. I get paid on Tuesday, so I'll give them money and we'll see if I can do that. It just depends on whether she not has an opening or not, because I didn't quite get to pay her this week, which kind of sucks. But yeah, so I have that to pay for. I'm supposed to pay the remainder of my Disney cruise as well. Yeah, it was a hard, and then obviously I have cupcake mix I need to buy, and I need to rent that movie for Thera, and I need to get her McDonald's. So I have lots of stuff to get, and I have to pay for my pay, Afterpay. I need to get that fly out of here. Anyways, that is what has kind of been happening. It was really weird to go to that 21st because 3 of the girls there I have known since they were little. And one of the girls is almost 18. And in New Zealand, I don't know if it is about home. I'm sure it's at home as well. You can drink if your parents give consent. So I had Fireball, and I had a couple drinks of Coke and Fireball, and I said something about it, and my friend said, oh, her daughter really, really wanted to try it. She thinks she would really like it. And she was like, you can give her a shot of it. And I was like, really? Are you sure? And she was like, yep, 100%. So I pulled her away from her friends and was just like, look, I don't have enough to offer all your friends, so that can't happen. Otherwise, I'll have nothing to drink. But your mom was saying that you would like to have a taste of this, so I wanted to allow you to. So I gave her a shot, and she was like, how do I do this? And I was like, you just suck it back, like it's just nothing. And it felt so wrong. Like, my moral compass, man, at times is so up here. And it literally, her mom had said repeatedly, it's fine, give her one, like it's fine. And like, she's in a safe space, like she's not going anywhere, like they were having a sleepover, like she was fine. And I literally was like, it didn't sit well with me. I was like, I taught you as an 18-month-old, now I'm giving you a shot. Which is the weirdest thing, because I didn't have that with like, it was weird to give my nieces and nephews alcohol, but I don't know, there was just something about it. Like, you almost felt like you were taking away their innocence or something. I don't know. But it was like the weirdest thing. But it was very cool to see all the girls like still hanging out, friends with each other. They were like 18 months to 2 18 months, 3.5, and like 2 when I like met each of them. And now those girls particularly were like 19, almost 18, and almost 17. Like insane. Like the one girl who was almost 17 like picked us up in a car and was driving us, and it was just like, this is just weird that you're driving. Like, you were just like 3. I was teaching you like just the other day, it feels like, you know. And the older sisters just turned 21, and she didn't come to daycare with me in particular. I think she was 6 or 7 when her mom came to work with us. But it's just, yeah, it's just so cool. I think parents don't give enough credit to these relationships that happen when they're very, very little, and how important it is to cultivate it. And these girls don't see each other all the time. They see each other a few times a year when the parents get together. And it's not always about the parents. I know a lot of people. There's quite a few sets of kids in our who have grown up in our center who are still friends today. Um, and it's really, really cool to see that they are still friends with these people. Like their parents became friends, and therefore the kids became friends, or they've lost touch for a little bit, but they've also ended up at the same school. So they all remember being in daycare together. Like, like my other good friend has got a bunch of kids that they went through preschool together, or they went through, 2 or 3 rooms of daycare together, and then they've gone through 5 years of schooling together at the same school. They go to each other's birthdays still every year, and they're 10 or almost 10, like, and I know children who are like 15, 16, like that lot of kids. There's a whole bunch of them that are all still friends together. um yeah, and it's just really, really cool to see and hear, like, children who are friends when they're little and they're still hanging out. And yeah, I think parents think that they're little. And for any of you who've got children who go to daycare, or friends whose kids go to daycare, like, don't underestimate the power of friendships at that age, because they're totally capable of making them. And yes, it comes down to the parents cultivating that relationship and helping the kids maintain those relationships. Um, but if you do, it's a beautiful thing to know that your child has essentially made friends for life. Like, it's literally like going to summer camp. Like my best friends, and one of them watches this, maybe two of them watch it. I met at church in basically summer camp. um and it's amazing. One of my friends who maybe watched this, I'm not sure, I met through college, and my sister-in-law who's here, I met through college, and yeah, we've cultivated those relationships. And it's hard work. It's hard work to keep up with relationships. And so I can only imagine these little kids, like, how hard it is for their parents to do it. But, such a rewarding thing to see, children that you've educated, and you've made it a point to, like, make sure that those relationships, like, you thought those relationships were cool. I've documented a lot of stories on children who've done that, and then you see that they're still cultivating it, 10 years down the track, and they're still close friends with them. And it's just really cool to see. Yeah. So anyways, that's just a crazy rant that I just went on. Sorry about that. Yeah, but anyways, I'm doing really well, and I feel I'm not taking any pills or anything to feel better. I'm just, yeah, I've been good. Like, I had a couple low days, but that just staying in bed, sleeping that whole day, like, just made such a big difference for me. And yeah, none of it is the end of the world, and I've told people that. And like, I'm upset and I'm sad and I'm worried about who's going to take care of me when I get old, and I'm worried about, like, going to all these birthday parties, and I'm, like, gutted that I don't know if I'm going to be able to be a grandma or to have grandchildren or anything like that. But I've got hope and a promise that it's going to happen some shape or form. I'm going to have a child in my life. And I do have children in my life. But someone's going to call me mom, and I just don't know who it is yet, but it's coming. So we'll watch this space. But yeah, I'm excited to just concentrate, I guess, put the IVF pretty much gone. God would have to do something amazing for it to come back. Like, if he wanted it to happen. I have gotten quite a few messages that I'm on the right track, but it's time for me to do healing right now, and don't give up hope. It is coming. But I've also seen so many scriptures that kind of say, like, in a lot of my devotions at the moment, because I'm doing lots of devotions on fertility, it's just remembering that God is the one that's in control. And He's the one that has the path and the plan. And His timing is everything. And I can't rush His timing. And I do know that. And I've tried to rush it. And yeah, I just keep getting shut down. So, anyways, on that note, I am going to go to bed because it is Monday for me tomorrow. And so I have to go to work at 9. And it's super hot at the moment. It's supposed to be super hot this week. So we're finally getting a summer. It's between 25 and 28 degrees or 29 degrees most days at the moment on the North Island. Some places are getting as high as 30 or 32. But that's not where I am from. Somebody's here. Anyways, have a good evening. Goodbye.